Morning, morning, morning. Welcome to Mornings with Loretta, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. So last year, following the long awaited lifting of travel restrictions, the demand for trips to Europe reached an all time high. I mean, that's like a no brainer because I myself have it on my list. So this year, despite travelers feeling the pinch of inflation, and the demand for summer trips. Let me tell you, we have someone here that you're going to love. She knows the ins and outs of this. And so we're talking cruising to Europe with the editor in chief of Cruise Critic, Colleen McDaniel. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, Loretta. Thank you so much for having me today.
But of course, so let's just jump in. So, why does cruising provide good value for travelers right now? I hear a lot of my friends are taking their families because the cost is so. It's the best time to travel is cruise. You can take people for the price of going by yourself, internet, domestically.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, there are so many great reasons why cruising is such a great value. But I'll give you the top three. And this is according to a recent survey that we did with our Cruise Critic readers. So, number one, you unpack once and you see multiple destinations in Europe. That is so important. There's a bit of a misconception when it comes to cruising, and that's, boy, you don't spend enough time in port. Well, let me tell you, that could not be further from the truth. We're seeing cruise line spending much more time there. As a matter of fact, Norwegian Cruise Line is averaging 10 and a half hours in port in Europe this summer. So, number two,
You know,
there
wait,
is
wait.
an oh,
Per port, because you're right. And I get it when people are complaining about it. But 10 and a half, I love it. Okay, number three, honey. Number three.
all right. Well, I'm going to go with there's an ease of travel. And that really comes with you wake up every day in a new port. There are no planes, there are no trains, there are no rush connections, missed connections. You skip all of that hassle that really comes with travel in a different way. And you really hit on this one, Loretta, at the top when you talked about the cost effectiveness. And this is absolutely vital, especially when you do compare it to the prices of airfare and the prices of hotel, which are just constantly on the rise. Cruising really offers a more inclusive pricing plan. As a matter of fact, there are some really great promotions going on right now, including Norwegian Cruise Line's free at sea promotion, which includes things like a free open bar, free shore excursions, free Wi-Fi, and more.
Okay, so you have me at cost effectiveness, unpack once. Oh my goodness, unpack once. And then you get to see all these destinations. And then you spend, Norwegian is doing 10 and a half hours at a port and then ease of travel. So, and now you're talking about freebies? Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really great time to look at booking.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and jump into my next question because that was enough for the show for me. So, what should travelers be thinking about when we're planning our next cruise? Though, what should we be thinking about?
Well, a quarter of those Cruise Critic readers surveyed actually said they are planning to visit Europe this summer. A quarter, which is incredible. So it is super important to do your research. Absolutely visit a site like cruisecritic.com where you can get insider tips and tricks. But also really know what you want to do. Are you interested in sun and fun? Well, the Greek Isles might be perfect for you. If you're looking for maybe a deeper dive into culture, Northern Europe is a great destination. Or the best of both worlds that kind of combines both of those things, the Mediterranean is a really great way to see Europe. And I know we're talking 2023 right now, but we are seeing a lot of interest and excitement around 2024. So if you see an itinerary you like, book it. Do not wait. Make sure you get the room, the ship, the cabin, everything that you want. Book it right away.
Book it right away. And because you're not losing anything to book early, I do have a couple of friends, they book like more than a year ahead. Because once you put a date to it, you're more the chances are you're going to go. But if you wait till last minute, the prices are going to fluctuate. The room that you want may not be available. The cruise that you want may not be available. So we're already talking about 2024. We were just talking about this at lunch. I'm on location in New Orleans at the beautiful the Roosevelt Waldorf Astoria Hotel, right? And it is fantastic. And so we were planning our trip to Europe for next year. And now that we may even consider cruising there instead of flying there. So isn't that awesome?
Yeah, cruising is such a great way to see it. And I love that you're talking about 2024 right now. We are seeing that booking window get a little bit bigger. People are really planning ahead. And then you get the excitement for a little bit longer time because half the fun is the build up to your vacation, right?
Absolutely. So can you share some of the popular European destinations? You kind of talked about it just a second ago, that travelers are dreaming about this year. What should we really start looking at? Where should we be going?
Yeah, so I mentioned the Mediterranean, and of our cruise critic readers who were surveyed, 32%, the majority of people said that they were visiting the Mediterranean, which includes great destinations like Italy and Spain. Also the Greek Isles, 13% of our readers said they were visiting the Greek Isles, and another 13% said that they were doing river cruising. Now, all of these are great options, but what gets us super excited is that there are so many cruise lines and cruise ships that visiting Europe that cruisers are truly spoiled for choice. Norwegian Cruise Line will actually have 9 ships sailing there this summer, including Norwegian Prima and Norwegian Viva. Now, Norwegian Prima was named Cruise Critics Editor's Picks 2022 Best New Ship of the Year. And Viva is an identical sister ship that debuts in August. And there are still some sailings available early on that include 7, 9, and 10-night itineraries to Italy, Spain, Greece. They're really exciting, and it's a brand new ship.
Okay, so do both of them have the same tour, or if you go on one? I need the one that can take me to see the Eiffel Tower. Which one is that?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, so you're looking for that Northern European itinerary. When your ship is actually, Norwegian Epic is offering some 9-night itineraries that visit Italy, France, Spain. I'm not sure that it actually gets you all the way up to Paris, but you can figure it out. Maybe you can do it an extension.
You can. There's a way to do it. I'm hearing, because most of us, we don't have a Colleen in our life, so we don't know how to do that travel where book here, do that and I know people travel like this too. They'll do a long stay over in a place just to have a night there, right? And then you go to your next destination to where your first destination is. And so I sound like that's possible with this Norwegian cruise line. You can see a lot, do a lot in 9 and 10 days and 10 hours at port.
Absolutely. And what you're talking about, Norwegian actually offers some really lovely pre-cruise extensions. So if you want to spend a little bit more time in a great home port like Barcelona, like Rome, like Athens, you can book an extension and get a little bit more time in these amazing destinations.
Okay, so I didn't know about booking an extension. What does that look like? We got 1.5 minutes. I have that question and one more for you. What does an extension look like?
Well, I'll be really quick then. An extension essentially is what it sounds like. You get a couple more days in a port. And the great part about it is somebody handles all the details for you. So you don't have to plan it. You just let them take care of it.
Oh, wow. So how can we find more information? And tell us, when we go to the website, are we going just to look and see what's available to book a cruise, or to get these little secrets? Because nobody is telling us this, Colleen, but you. So what can we expect when we go to ncl.com?
Yeah, so visit ncl.com and you can see all of the cruise lines itineraries to Europe, and you can book right on that site. And you can also visit cruisecritic.com, which will help you do that research. So you can get tips and tricks about booking, learn about all the cruise ships, and talk to other cruisers just like you.
Oh, wow. What's your favorite thing about cruising? I have like 30. I need to know this because you're the expert for me today. So what is something you do that took you a long time to figure out, but now that you have figured it out, it's like your go-to when you're cruising?
Oh, that's a great question.
Mine is
you know what?
The cabin. I can't do anything other than so I can get outside and see. I can't do interiors. No shame, because people don't stay in those rooms. You're just there, right? Yeah. So what's yours?
Yep.
That's mine.
All right, so mine is, I love a good spa, and cruise ship spas are exceptional right now. And I would rather visit a cruise ship spa than a resort on land, because I think that these cruise ships offer amazing spas.
That is so true. And then the other thing is, there's entertainment, live entertainment. There is sports that you can do. There's spas that you can do. Just imagine doing all this in a hotel, in an airplane ticket. it's going to be bizarre to see the comparison when you see how much money you can save cruising, because you can now say you can take other people and go. Don't do one because you get a better price. For some reason, if you go two, I found that out, but I always go two. I never go by myself. Colleen, thank you so much. Come again. You got to come on and tell me some more.
This was great, Loretta. Thank you so much. You've been so exciting to talk with cruising about today.
We'll have to cruise together too to do a show. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right. She has to go, but let me tell you, she gave us some fantastic tips, didn't she? I mean, like cost effectiveness. When you compare the cost, dollar for dollar, you truly do get a cruise. And some people say, I don't want to be on the boat that long. But honey, it's so much going on. You are not counting the minutes off. You are not counting the hours. And then, like she said, you get to unpack once. You get to unpack once for 10 days. Can you imagine? And then you go to these different locations that they're taking you to. Is like having a private chauffeur when you go on vacation. And then they're spending with a Norwegian cruise line. That's what we're talking about today. You get to spend 10 and a half hours in a port. Can you imagine being like in the Mediterranean or in the Greek Isles? That's a lot of time to see a lot of great stuff for the same cost. It's not going to cost you anymore. And then she talked about an extension, how you can get off and stay a couple of days and then I guess catch the next cruise ship back. So, and then ease of travel. Oh my goodness. So I hope you enjoyed this show. I certainly enjoyed presenting this show to you. Think about, you can book this year, but I'm really thinking about all my destinations for 2024 so I can get a better deal and make sure I can have a cabin and don't have to do the interior. So we have been considering for years, and hopefully we'll pull this off in 2024. You're the first to hear about this, but we're going to do a Loretta McNary show cruise. Yes. So we're just looking at our destinations and where we're going to actually go. I don't want it to be like somewhere that we always go, like Mexico and the Bahamas, and but there's nothing, the new Bahamas, honey, it is something to see and experience. So I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to add some more segments to this, but you know what? I'll see you in the next segment. Bye for now.